Okay, so let's start up with cleaning up the model. So I'll just drag and drop this over here. So now let's delete the bones and the blend shapes that came along with the sketchfab model. Let's rename this. Now let's separate the eyes and teeth as well as the tongue. Separate. Now let's do one thing. Let's go to face mode, double click, shift right click, extract face. Okay, let's keep the mouth, and let's over here teeth shell. Let's select all these bottom teeth as well. Let me check. Okay, shift my bad. Go to face mode, shift right click, extract face. Now let me check. Right click face. Have this extract. The teeth. Do you have anything left? Yes. Let's go to UV shell. Check these. Go to face mode, extract face. Just have the tongue now. Let's select this, and if you hover over here and press F, it will expand and take you to where your mesh is. So I'll just rename this to body. Let's hide this. Now we have the teeth. So now let's select the eye. Let's rename this to a right. This one to eye left. Go back to set project, close window, new. Save this as okay. So now let's select these teeth, mesh, combine, upper, going to face shift. Okay, all we have in selection, just uh, combine over teeth. Now let's bring this back. Let's go here. Let's find the tongue. UV shell. Face. Shift right click. That's right. Now let's check where we have it. Okay, so this is something. What's this? Let's go ahead with the body. Let me isolate. Let's select these. Mesh combine. The vertex. Select everything. Uh, Shift right click, merge, and merge. So I've kept the threshold to 0.01. So now if I select, everything should be selected. Hive. Now we have the eyes, teeth, body, and tongue. So let's select them. Group, data history, group. Now let's go to attributes. Here, let's click on body. Let's check the pivot. Now we have to make everything to 0. Okay, now let's turn on the grid. So let's bring our panda to the center of the grid. So let's press Control T. I'll turn on the grid snap. Okay, it won't snap. So let's group this. Then let's enter the grid. What? Okay, so now let's select everything, go to display, soften. Nice. So now let's select body, tongue, teeth, right click, assign a new material, Lambert. Check the UVs. So the eyes, UV matte, let's rename the material. Let me select everything. Body, eye, let's now go to UV. Opposites to map 1, select UV map and delete. Cheat. Okay, let's perform the cleanup using advanced version. Let's go to UV. Let's copy, come back to UV map, delete. So only these are not symmetrical, but still we will use a non-symmetrical method for the facial rig. So let me check. I think we can go ahead with the symmetrical. So let's try. both. Now we will save this, and then let's move on to the next lecture. Come back here. Let's create a new scene. Reference. I guess I'll just make a new file. Box, you can see it has been set to transparent. Reference now the normal mode. Let's check if we have any history. Yeah, looks good, looks good. So now let's select the skin. So if you have any doubts while assigning any of these sections, you can just click on this question mark and it will tell you what you have to do. So for example, here we just have to select the skin, not the eyes, eyebrows, hairs, or any props. So let's select the skin. All, we have to select all. Right eye, we have to select right eye. Left, we have to select left. So this is not a one joint prop. Game engine, yes. These are the settings if you want to change your UI. So now let's go to body fit. Here let's add game and click on import. Now here, this is a character which is not human, so that's why if we use this autoplace, so what this does is it will scan the model and try to place the bones according to the humanoid model. So this will only be visible if you have done these steps. So let's try this. So this is how it will scan plane shapes. So let's remove that. Okay, so now you can see we have some errors, but they try to fix the hands, fingers. So we have some errors all over here. You just click guides. Trying to place it over here. Okay, so now let's not try this. Let me delete. Bring in our mesh. So let's do it manually. Let's import, or what we can do is we can just click on autoplace, and let's just fix the foot, hips, and the root bone. I'm trying to increase the amount distance. Grab. That's fine. So we'll just delete this and this. Let's break our model. Let's go to the left view. Heel, we'll set the heel where it should be. Toes and toes. So W, press and hold right click, sorry, left click, and we can bring this somewhere like this. So, and let's bring it here. So now you can see the orientation of these joints are flipped. So for that, what we can do is going to edit. Here we have auto orient. Let's click on fit. Let's take the foot, bring it here so that it will bend from this location. Toes, we have the knee. Let's bring the knee somewhere here. Let's bring this in. Put in the center. So now let's click on pole vector so that we can see the pole vector. So now let me turn on this hips, hips, hips. E. Let's set the knee over here. Let's bring this towards the center. Okay, let's come back. Update. Let's take the road a little bit up. Let's take this somewhere here. Just let's turn on the wires so that I can see where to place the bone. This looks fine, so let's keep it here. This will bend from here. Yeah, I guess this is a nice place to be. So let's bring our wrist a little back. Let's take this little up. I think it should be fine. Let's go to top view again. Yeah, one, two, three, four. Okay. Here we have index, middle, ring finger. Let's delete the ring finger. Let's keep index over here. Pinky, let's keep it here. And bring this here. Let's first set the bones on top here. Pinky, then hit update. And let's bring the bones in the middle of the mesh of middle of the fingers. Okay, looks good. Hip, I guess it will be here, so it will bend on this side. Hip. The head. I think I have to take this a little down. So this will be the neck. Head down. So that will neck can come here. I guess looks fine. And okay, this goes here. Guess I can make this. So let's save this to lecture 2.
Name from poster.
Let me check everything. Okay, looks good. Now let's click on build and click build advanced sculpting. Okay, so this looks fine. So let's come back to this. Now let's add additional bones for belly, tail, and ears. So here we can click on add joints, or you can just go to rigging and click on add joints. So now if you press V and hold and then click, it will snap to the vertex. Then press enter. Let's rename this to belly. Hey, let me go. That's fine. Let's select the child, then the parent, and press P. In similar way, we are going to add the tail. Let's add bones for the ears. So I'm not gonna add anything for the hair, because if something, oh, let's try adding. We won't make it too complicated, so let's leave the hair for joints. Let's add it for ears. Enter into one. This will be ear left. I think We just have to add one because it's going to be mirrored. So let's add this to here. Okay, so now let's select the child and the parent and P. Let's try to build. We have to move this a little towards the center, as well as the tail. Build. Okay, so now we have ears, belly, and tail. Let's rename ear right, ear left. Okay, looks good. So now let's move on to the next lecture where we will change the control size as well as we'll start with skinning. So now let's start with the skinning. So here we can click on this, select deform joints. So this will select all the joints which needs to be skinned. Then we will select the geometry, then set smooth bind options. So you can go ahead with anything for now. You can also go and reset settings and you can hit apply and close. So once that's done, you can see this has been skinned. Just set a keyframe over here and on the 20th frame. Now let's go to deform option 2 and create a skin cage. Let's select all and click on copy weights. Try to reduce the influence of the skin cage. Left to right, select all, copy weights. Let's try to move this ahead. We have the same issue, but let me delete this. Create a skin cage. Copy. Let's select these vortex. I think I'll just go ahead with this one first. Windows component editor. Skins. And here it should be yours. So I'll just make it 0, 1. Like this, and this. Now let's go ahead with ND skin tools. So you have to first click on initializing skin weights. Then you'll get this. Then you can just click on paint. Then go to set weights, and then smooth, and just hit the smooth operation. And on the pictures. That's kind of it. Okay. So now let's test our skinning, like basic skinning, because I think we still have to add this, but let's just check. We'll just go here, increment and check so that we can have a copy. Let's go down to tools, designer. Let's click on start. This is because we have already added animations. Now let's add influence to these joints. Just click on the joints. I think we go to skin, add influence. And select the skin geometry. Yep. And change that later. Let's work on this. Here, left and right. Let's click on the ear and we'll make the value 0 and flat. Let's do the same for this one. I'm at 0 flat. to, let me just delete this layer. Now you can see we have the skinning information for new joints. Let's scroll down body scale. Let me hit mode just a little. So we are just doing a very basic skinning. Yes, it's heavily triangulated and it's too low poly. So we are not going to do anything that makes the skinning too much complex. Maybe we are in A mode. Back to IK. I just want to make this a little smooth. Let's go with NG skin. Paint, click on paint, and if you press S on your keyboard, you can select joints like this. My bad. I'm just smoothing this out. We're reducing it slightly. Now you can see the skin layers and the original skinning layers. What comes with them are overlapping. So let's undo. I do that with this one. Freeze. Skinning, and we can click on mirror. So this will mirror this side to that one. Here too, I need to be smooth. We can harden this a little. Okay. Scale. Again, as we have really less just vortex, it's really hard to make it really smooth. This works fine. Let me just be sure. Yeah. So now if you want, you can just delete the skin cage, or if not, we can also do that later. So next, we have to adjust the curves because we cannot see anything over here. And then we will be adding some curves to the belly, tail, and the ears. So now let's fix all the controls. So if you press 4, you can see the controls are very small. So let's make them in a size where we can use them, see them, or click on them easily. So let's just turn off polygon select and the bones. Let's bring this to IK. So here in advanced creator we have inside body. You can see we have control curves. So you can mirror, you can change the scale, you can change the width of the controls, and even you can change the colors degrees. So for example, I'll just select this control, and here I'll click on auto scale. So you can say you can see over here it's written auto scale by mesh detection. So if you want to know more, you can just click on this. So now let's select this one, and now if you see, sometimes it might not give the results what you want, so you can always change them by pressing F8. Once you press F8, you will be in component selection, so you can also active this from here. So now once you are in this mode, you can select and change curves. So we never move curves using the translate. So when we are in component mode, we can just change the shape, and we can also move the controls in any direction. Now let's press F8 and bring this out. Let's click on this and click on auto scale. So it will detect the mesh, and accordingly it will scale the curves. Sometimes you can see it will try to wrap around the mesh, and it might give you weird results. So for curves like this, we'll just use F8 and we'll scale them. Let's click over here, and we'll select object. Let's change the width of this. Let's bring this little bit towards the up. Let's bring these controllers towards the outside of the mesh. Let's change these to FK, and now you can go to select hierarchy, and then it will select all these. Then you can hit auto scale, and similarly we are going to repeat that over here. Fingers look good, but we will change this one. Let's bring this out. And to make it more visible, you just click on this and change the width so that it's much thicker now. Let's change these controls. So if you see, this is towards too much towards the neck, and we are not able to see, and if we make it, it will look somewhat like this. So we don't want it to be looking this big, so we can just scale it first, and you can then make some adjustments. For example, I'll just bring this little bit towards outside, and I'll make the size a little bit smaller. Again, we can change the width. Now let's select all the FK controllers which are towards the right. So you can see we have these over here. Let's change the color to blue. Or we can make it red too for the right side. I'll take blue for the right side. And let's change FK to IK. Select and set color. Now let's change back to FK, and here we'll change this to left. Select red, set color, IK, select set color. So now we can click over here and click on middle, select, and we'll color this to yellow. Okay, select yellow. Same thing I want to do it over here. A sec. Go to component mode, right click, control vertex. Let me change the width. Let's make this one a little bit bigger. Let's change the width. Let's select the neck control as well, and auto scale. Let's bring the IK hand control switch outside. So you can also select two controllers at once. Check. What's this? Scale. Now let's select the bones for the belly. If you want, you can just create a controller from here, and you can parent it to this, but I'm not going to do it manually. I have some scripts, so I'm going to use that. So now let's fix the controllers. So as you can see, the controls are very small, so let's adjust them. So here in advanced creator we have many great tools. Almost we have a tool for everything. So we can just go to tools. Sorry, you can just go to body. Here we have control curves. Here you can see we have these many options. So we can change the color, we can rotate them, we can change the width, we can change the size. So now, for example, let's select this curve over here. So I'll just turn off the polygons, bones. I'll just select this. And here, if you see, we have something called as auto scale. So if you click on this, so according to the mesh and it will try to adjust. So what you can do over here is you can click on these controls and you can click on auto scale. So you can see it will try to adjust. So if you are not happy with the results, you can always adjust them manually. So I'll just select the I'll just change the curves with auto scale first, then we'll see some manual adjustments. Let's change this back to IK. So now if you want to move any controls, we are not going to move them using translate because it's locked. So whenever we do rigging and we make some controls, we always lock the translation values if you're not going to use them. So you can press F8 on your keyboard, or you can just a sec, we don't have that shelf tab over here. Let's add it. Yes, so let's come back here and you can select this. You can also turn on the component mode from here. So or you can press F8. So once you have that, you can move this. Let's make these controls a little bit big. So here I have control creator by ZooTools. So I'll just select this and hit create, and it's going to create a curve over here. Selected this date. So now I'll pick over here, and here I will make this as constraint parent. Double click. Now let's try using this. Yep, and here I can just change the color. I can also change the scale, but I'll use this script to add the width, but it's too big, too thick. Just make it too looks too small. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's add controller over here. Create set. Check this once. I think I should smooth skin widths a little. We'll do that later. Let's click over here, create, here, create. Let's color this to red and this one to blue. Let me check this once. Let's change these as well. Change the color to blue. This one can stay red. Let's change this and this one to red. Let's increase the size a little. Here, bitmap default. Okay, instead of that, let's select these. Okay, so now let's move on to the next chapter where we are going to rig the face. Okay, so let's first clean up these groups. Go to motion system. Let me add these here. Okay, now let's start up with the face rig. So as this is a triangulated model, so we are going to use asymmetry mode in advanced content. And you can see there are some issues with the topology. So there might be some errors while, for example, when he's smiling or something. So we are not going to fix them entirely because that might be a little complicated. So let's close body. Let's open face. Here we have pre. So now, whenever you want to see what this does, or if you have any doubt how to select and what to select, you can just click over here on this question mark symbol. So you can see here we just have to select the face mask, not the eyes, and with that we also have to select the tongue. So let's isolate this, and here you can see we have this mesh because we have combined them when we are preparing the model. So now this is the teeth, bottom, and tongue. So we are not going to keep the tongue. So let's just select this one. Let's go to white mode. Let's keep this as a reference. So you can go to face, and here you can select this lasso selection. You can keep this on if you want, and you can make a selection. If you want to deselect, Control deselect. Once this is done, just click on mask. Now face, we just have to select the entire body mesh. All head, we have to select everything. Let's deselect. Turn off the selection for curves and bones. I'll just select all head, and here you can also check from this. Then white eye, so sometimes you might get confused because this is facing you and standing in front of you, opposite to you. So if this is your right side, then this will be the left eye, because if you have to see, you have to see like this. So this is right, this is left. Okay, so now let's select this eye. This is going to be our left eye, so we are going to select left, and this is the right eye, we're going to select the right eye. Now we have to select the upper teeth, and we can also use this one. So upper teeth, upper, lower to lower, and tongue to tongue. Eyebrows, eyelash, we don't have it, so we are not going to select those. So rig type will be joints, blend shapes. So if you're going for game rig, it's better to keep joints. So again, keep create blend shapes based rig, mix both joints and blend shapes. So we can use mix, complete, yes. Lip controls, will keep it minimal for now, and this is a non-symmetrical rig. Simpler edit, I don't think we have to. Game engines, if you wanna select this, yes, I want to, but I kind of don't want to, because I want to show what happens with but we'll just not select this one, because we can add squash controls. You can see some game projects require only use joints, so it's up to your requirement what you want to do. So blend shapes is great when it comes to this for animation. So we can use joints, we can use mix, we can use blend shapes. I'll use mix for this. So now if you see here, we have right and left. So let's complete the right side first. So this is our right side and this is our left side. Okay. So now you can turn on this so that you can see the wireframe, and it will be a little bit easier for you to. And click on this, show both sides. It will be useful later. So let's click on the eyeball, then click on eyeball. Then here you can use this placement. So as you can see, it's very different from a human eye. Sorry. So, but you have to check where the loops will flow. So for example, if I take this one, so it goes here, 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 and it will go here. But this is a triangulated model and the loops are not perfect. We have to select it manually. So one thing that is easier for me is to just open up the UV. Just a second, let's go to modeling, UV editor. Here, let me turn off the texture. So here you can see what loop you're going to select. Now once you have made the selection, click on eyelid outer. It'll take some time, and you have this. So if you press 6, you can see it over here. Okay, let's go back to this. Eyelid main. This is not going to be the inner eyelid, so we have the inner eyelid over here. So don't get confused with that. Again, you can open the UV, and I'll just go to the workspace. I'll change it to UV so that I can see it side by side. I think this one would be better to take this one. If we take this one, I don't think, let me check if this one might be the better loop. We have to keep something which is close to the inner eyelid. So I think, yeah, let's select this one. As this is a low poly model, it won't be too expressive, but the goal of this these lectures are to learn how to do basic rigging and how we can use advanced kanchan. So let's click on eyelid main, sorry. So now next, for the eyelid inner, you can use this assist, which will help you in some humanoid rigs. But as we have less poly counts, it's easier for us to just select from here. So now this is what you should have. So if you're not having this red, then you might have done some mistakes, so you have to do it again. So you can just uncheck and do it again. And once you have done some steps complete, so you can just go to save and click on, you can just save it first, and I think increment and save, so that now if we make any mistakes in the next step, we can come back to the previous version of this bike. Go with the lip outer. So try not to jump to the last selection first. It's better to do it as you can see the list, because sometimes because whenever you're making any selections, it's creating notes behind, so you might mess up some things. Maya will get confused, advanced Kanchan will have some few issues, so that's why just go in order. So let's see once again. So this will be the bottom lip, just up. I think this one would be too far. We can take this one. I pressed control space to fit this to screen, to make this full screen. I can say it like that. So you can see the difference between the space what we have here and the space what we have here. So sometimes it's confusing when you're making non-humanoid characters. This is not exactly like a panda, but still some features are not as we see in humans. Let's follow this from here. Selected the loop. So now as this is a asymmetrical model, we have to right click, go to multi, and go to any corner. So for example, take this one, select this, select the middle vertex and middle one over here as well. I think, yep. So now click on lip outer. Nice. Let's do the same, not same, similar for the lip main. So we'll take this one for the lip main, or shall we take this one? I think we can take this one. Nope, we have to take this.
Start.
Okay, again, let's go to multi and let's select this one, vertex in the center. So now we don't have to select the inner mouth, we have to select this piece. Just a second. So for example, this one. So if you select here, you can see this is that piece. If you like, for example, take the UV shell, this is what we have. So we have overlapping UVs, as you can see. This is selected. Let me check here. Let me select this. Deselect. Looks fine. to multi. We can see there is a these both are not in the center, but that's fine for now. I hope we get. Now let's save this. Save increment. Let's select the vertex for eyebrows. I'll close this one. Maybe. Okay, sorry. If you want to check, you can click on this and check where you have to place. In a let's turn on the texture so that we can see it. So this would be for the inner. Let's select the outer. So let's try to follow this one. This would be the eyebrow outer. Then we can select the center one. For forehead, we have to select 3 vertex. So you can see over here. So let's try to follow the topology. This one, then we can, as we see here, it won't be perfect. Yeah, I guess we can take this one. Optional, we don't want this jaw pivot. Let me decrease the size a little. Once again, we can turn on the textures, so jaw will be, I guess we can keep this one, because we don't have any vertex on this place. If this will be the jaw, this will be oh, shall we keep this one or this one? Let me check. I think this would be accurate, but this might help the scanning process. So corner, let's next will be the jawline. Oh, my bad. Yeah, keep that. Scroll down for the jaw. So I want to keep it. This will be too small. Oh, my bad. Let's try to follow this. Yeah. So this will replace the job one once what we had here. I think this one. Throat we can keep here. Cheek. Let's select this one. Cheekbone. Let's call this smile. Let's keep this one because we have a good loop over here. Same loop, we can just keep it here. Nose. Let's select the center. Nose under. Nose corner. So you can turn on textures for reference. Oh no, I think this one would be north side. Yes, we can. So we can also keep this one, which would be the center vertex in here, and just keep it here. Let's keep it's on the top. Let's keep it here then. Go to the left side. Fill both. So that would be easier to compare. You can see even here there's a lot of change. This is what we want. Okay, eyelid outer, just to cross check. Okay, the eyelid main would be this one. Okay. Sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Red. Um, what? I cannot toggle this off. This one, and then this follows here, and this follows here. Okay, now let's go to jaw pivot, which would be this one. Oh, my bad. Then we have jaw corner. That would be this one. Jawline, cheek. Let me check once. Yep. Cheek, bone. Check once. Smile. This one. Okay. Nose corner. Nose side. Nostrils. No selection needed. What? Do I have it for the tongue? I do not. Well, I guess I have to go to the right. Face group, face fit. And here we should have the tongue. Let's select that and this and isolate. I'm gonna have to turn off to selection for the curves. My bad. Yep. Oh, I can select it. Let's take this here. Sorry. There is no more many vortex to, build on that. Yeah, that's fine. So now let's save this. Let's press F. Now option. Yep. Let's now increment and now let's check. So it will have some minor errors, but that looks fine. So let me check if I have keep the nonsense for. Okay, I think we can add the squash and stretch controls. Yeah, the lattice is here, but that's nice. So you can see this is what it does, but if you're going to use this for a game break, then you will not have this function. So I just wanted to show you this, so that's why, nothing else. So here we have more maps to test and edit some of the things, and here in pose you can edit the driving systems. So for example, how much this would go back when you pull this back. So let's delete the squash, or we can just keep it, doesn't matter. Let me check once. Works fine. It won't be like perfect. You can see here we have some scaling issue because we don't have that much polygon over there. This is the eyebrow. If you want, you can take this, set the eyebrow a little bit towards the back. So let me check if I can do that. Just a second. I'll go back. I'll just save this. I'll go back to the other version. There will be like just a second. Okay, so instead of selecting this, we can select somewhere here. But still, it will not do a lot of make a lot of difference. But yeah, I think we can fix that manually, but it would be a little bit complicated. So I guess we have our rig ready. So let's see if we can fix this with something. Jungle. The issue is with this side. Okay, so we have our rig ready. So yeah, there will be some errors here and there, but it's cool. So if we see this rotates, but the ear stays. So let's select the child and the parent and P. Child, then parent, P. So let me now check. It looks good. So yeah, now let's polish the rig. So here, if we go down to optimize, we can click on this, delete use unused nodes, and tag all controls means whenever you will hover your mouse, it will show you just that control. So I'm not going to do that. Unuse joints, update, green fix. Oops, let's not do that because we have done it already. So I can do this, do this. Let me hide this one. Once if you click publish, you will have the published model. So there are some errors here. You can see this is much lower than this. So this is just a demo how you can use advanced creation and how you can create. So there are errors like this one. You can see the eyes are not proper. So I'm not going to do any manual adjustments, but you just have to play around with the placement of the eyebrows and all. So if you want to know how a better, because this is a rig that I've posted on my Gumroad, so you can check this out. And Here, if you see, the eyelids are the eyebrows are much better than what we have here, because I've spent a lot of time creating this one, and it takes uh, a lot of time creating tutorials, so I'm not able to solve all of the problems because I have to do this again and again. I have to repeat the process, and it takes a lot of time. So I guess all the steps covered in this video, it would be enough for you to start something of your own using advanced skeleton. And yeah, thank you. Bye bye.